Boom shakalaka. Hey man, if you can't answer these 4 questions, then you're probably not living your purpose. Now, I know that's kind of a big claim. I'm RK, man. A few years back, I was looking in the Bible. John 17, Jesus prays to his Father. He says, Father, I've brought you glory on this earth by finishing the work you've given me to do. And I realized 2 things. One, the way you bring glory to God, the Father, is by finishing, knowing your assignment, and then to finishing it. So, man, that got me because, I don't know, my greatest desire is to do the thing that God is calling me to do, finish it. I want to glorify him with my life. Romans says that we all fall short of bringing glory to God, which means we haven't understood what we're supposed to do. So then we start to miss the mark. So, man, I started to say, how in the world can I figure out what God wants me to do with my life? What is my purpose? So on the journey, I started studying and trying to figure out, how do I answer these questions and how can I figure out what God wants me to do with my life? And I read this study. So the Gallup organization, they asked, hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people by now, this question: how many of you get to do what you do best on a daily basis? Right? Guess how many people? Man, 17% of people said that they get to do what they do best every single day. So that blew my mind. So less than 2 out of 10 people on this planet are using their giving gifts and talents on a daily basis. Man, God says use your gifts to serve others. So he's gifted every single one of you with one thing, and he wants you to do greatly. And less than 2 out of 10 people are actually doing this. So I said, man, how can I become one of those 2 out of 10 people? What am I supposed to do? How do I become one of those people, right? And so I discovered a 4-part or 4-question framework to help you figure out what God wants you to do with your life. And along the way, I realized that there's a process to each one of those questions and your answers to those questions. Now, did you know that when you discover the thing that you're supposed to do in your life and you begin to try to live it out, along the way, there's a bunch of walls you hit, hurdles you run into, man. As I've begun to try to live out this thing that I think that God's called me to do, man, you have to learn how to persevere and deal with these issues. But man, it all starts with getting that understanding of what God is calling you to do. So I'm putting together a purpose discovery challenge where I'm going to reveal these 4 questions that kind of help you understand what you're supposed to do with your life and walk you through a process to figure out, man, how these will work out in your life, and more importantly, how you can begin to make the biggest difference in the world. So if you go to purposediscoverychallenge.com, you can sign up for this. It's a 5-day challenge, and it will answer these questions so that you can get out there, glorify God with your life, figure out what you're supposed to do with your life, and really importantly, help you help others to do the same thing.